What the regulation says, what the guideline says is that on the event that the information on the PVC that is read by the machine is different, there needs to be some form of authentication, and where some of those details on the register doesn't match, the voter will have to provide some details. That's why I'm asking, which one is more sacrosanct? Because if the PVC has some information that's a little bit different from the register of voters, it could raise some questions if there is a significant number of people that have such complaints.
What we have provided is that when you have such a scenario, the presiding officer must consult the party agents before that particular voter will be allowed to proceed and be given a ballot paper to vote. So there are two scenarios. If the PVC that the voter has is a genuine PVC and the person's name is on the voter's register, but the person's biometric has not been authenticated by the smart card reader, the voter should be allowed to vote, but that the political party agents who are there should also be consulted in relation to the issues. So for every process where there is a slight challenge, we have made a provision that the political parties should be consulted before the voter will be allowed to proceed. So what we have done is to domicile the issue in relation to slight problems and slight challenges with the voter, with the presiding officer, and also with the political parties. They will be consulted in relation to slight challenges with a voter at the polling unit.
That suggests that there are issues with the INEC electronic database if you have to consult the manual database all of the time.
No, there are no issues. There are no issues. Let's get something right. The procedure, if you understand the procedure, then you will understand where the challenges are. The procedure is that your name must be on the voter's register. You must have a permanent voter's card. Your permanent voter's card must be read by the smart card reader, and the smart card reader must also authenticate your biometrics, and then you'll be allowed to vote. On the other hand, if you have a permanent voter's card, the smart card reader has read the card and it confirms that it's a genuine card issued by the Independent National Electoral Commission, and all your details are there, and your name is on the voter's register, and the name on the voter's register conforms with what is on your permanent voter's card, but the smart card reader is unable to read your biometrics. What we have provided is that in that circumstance, you will have to thumbprint on the voter's register beside your name and also provide your telephone number. So the issue is the permanent voter's card with you contains all your information, but there's just a slight challenge with your biometrics. So that one is not a huge problem. And when this one happens, the political party agents are there and they will also know what is going on. It has nothing to do with the INEX database. It just has everything to do with the fact that when you are dealing with things that are computer-based or electronic-based, there may be slight challenge here and there. But I can assure you that these challenges have been reduced to the barest minimum because the smart card readers we are using now have been enhanced, and it has more power now and can read fingerprints and people's biometrics much more easily. So we really don't envisage any problem.
All right.
But we have to provide a plan B or a solution to the presiding officers when they encounter such a challenge.
All right.
And when such a challenge arises,
all right,
the political party agents will also be consulted.
Okay, Mr. Okoye, with all of this explanation, it suggests that people may need to budget a certain percentage of their time on the day of the election to vote. On the average, on a national scale, giving all the scenarios that may happen in different parts of Nigeria, on the average, how many minutes will it take for an average voter to vote? 1. 2, in the event that an electorate has issues with technology and all of that, how many minutes will it take that individual to vote? Given, of course, that you are looking at an average of 400 to 500, up to 750 voters per polling unit.
Well, You know, we have almost 120,000 polling units in Nigeria, and we are going to also have almost close to 50,000 voting points. I cannot stay here and make a projection in relation to timelines that it will, I mean, the time frame it will take once a voter to cast his or her vote. But what I want to assure you is that in the off-season elections that we are conducted using the upgraded smart card reader, all the polling units, all the voters who were on the queue almost voted on or before 2 p.m. And in almost all the polling units, the results were announced around 3 p.m. The least we had was results announced at 4 p.m. So I want to assure you that whatever challenge there are, those challenges will be resolved. Because any challenge that the presiding officer is unable to resolve, he has a supervisory presiding officer who will resolve the challenge for, who he can consult for a resolution of the challenge. And all of us will be on top of this issue. But I want to assure you that challenges with the smart card reader or its functionality has been reduced to the barest minimum, and we really don't envisage any serious problem with the card reader anywhere. And we have backups in case any smart card reader is giving problems. Every ward or every registration area, we have at least 3 to 4 backup smart card readers, and we can intervene in less than 10 minutes where there is any card reader problem.
Well, Dr. Okegu, Mr. Okoye responded to your earlier submissions about what needs to be done moving forward about the guidelines. Were you satisfied with those?
Well, please, it's important that if we're having this conversation, everybody who is participating should be given an ample opportunity to make his contributions. Mr. Okoye had said that they had stakeholders and then listed political parties as one of the stakeholders. We are central to the elections. Very, very central. And let me please correct an impression. And I speak for myself, and I dare to say I speak for every other political party. No drafts were received by me, by my political party. We were called to a consultative forum where these already prepared guidelines were given to us. And I think we're missing the issues here, gentlemen. And the issue is very simple. And from the question your colleague had asked Mr. Okoye, it comes back to what it is I had said. Let us not begin to dance around it. Elections by law, according to the guidelines of INEC, is supposed to start by 8 a.m. and close by 2 p.m. What happens if I'm not able to start by 8 a.m. and close by 2 p.m.? That is question number 1. Question number 2, you had asked about timing. If INEC is not able to give you a time when you can go through these things, I think they had even released something, maybe 5 to 6 minutes. When you begin to now juxtapose this, and remember that we've had multiple failures of these card readers in the past. I don't want to go into the Oshuna election. Everybody has his opinion about it because it was a public election. But that's not the issue. The issue of the political parties is to say we are the ones who are in this race. And we're saying to you, this and this will pose this challenge. Now, he's brought up another thing I was going to go to. If you guys had given me a little more time to make my views known, because I think this is all about you and INEC. And I think it should be all about the political parties because we are the ones who are complaining. We are the ones feeding candidates. We are the ones who are going to be on the ballot. Now, he's talked about, when you get a PVC and then your name is in the card register and then you put it through the VCR and it doesn't authenticate it as an original INEC card and then it doesn't capture your fingerprint and then you're supposed to be given something, to fill and you're allowed to vote.